Get on, me handsomes. Up on Shelstone Tor at the moment, up on Dartmoor, and it is a lovely, lovely day. Bit cold, bit breezy, but lovely line of sight out here. Good visibility. Unlike last time I was out when I couldn't see dog shit. I'm up here and it is a bit of a crowded spot at the moment. We've got loads and loads of teens out here looking like they're doing the Duke of Edinburgh, loads of dog walkers. And I think because it's Emmet season and then Northerners are on half term, we've got a lot of they down here as well. But hey ho, and I keep saying we because it's not just me today. Today I've got a good chap with me. Have a look at this. It's Si. Say hi, Si.
Hi, Si.
Hi, Si. And over in the
people.
Hello, strange people indeed. And over there we got all the weird teenage people. They're strange. I'm lucky enough to be in a position today to be camping with Si, which I'm really happy about. He's already taught me a little bit about, I think it was reeves, was it? Yeah. Reeves. So I knew I'd learn something from this man. I'm really happy about that. So like I said, we're up on Shelstone Tor. Not Shelstone Tor, sorry, Shelstone Tor. We've parked at Purley Moor and walked towards I'm going to get this right in a minute. We parked at Purley Moor and walked towards Shelstone Tors and then down and across to Shelstone Tor. I've got it right now. We just had ourselves a nice cuppa, had a little whinge about all the other people that are out here making noise and walking around with their Bluetooth speakers blaring, and we've pretty much put the world to rights, which is great. Looking forward to our camp tonight. We're not sure if we're up here or if we're going to go down further into the valley where it's a little bit more sheltered from the wind, because we are due some east northeast strong winds tonight, and it is quite a cold wind. So we'll see how things go. It is a bit bloody windy up top, I tell you, but it's a fresh wind. Si's off over there looking for a good spot to pitch up. He's looking for somewhere that's sheltered and where the ground isn't too damp. And the only other spot really is up here, but then that's very, very exposed. So we might be moving on from here down into the bowl down there where we walked up through and found it was pretty much wind free down there. But if the wind changes direction later, it'll become straight down and over. Wind in and of itself isn't a problem, but with the temperatures tonight set to drop to around -3, could be a little bit too chilly. Especially for Si, since his tent, he's only got the outer fly, he hasn't got an inner nest. So inside there, he's going to be in his bivvy bag. Right, so after a bit of a discussion, a bit of scouting around Shelstone Tor, we've decided there isn't really anywhere where we can both pitch up on sound ground that isn't going to be totally exposed to the freezing cold wind that we got coming in later. So for now, what we're going to do is we're going to head off down into that valley, down, I hope you can see it on the camera, but down that way. See if there's a good spot down there to pitch, and if not, we're going to head back that way towards the West Oakmont River and see what we can find in that direction. Is that about right, Si?
That is perfectly right.
So hopefully we're going to find a good spot to pitch up. In the meantime, we've still got millions of I'm guessing Duke of Edinburgh type people out and about, and I've never seen so many people on the moors in one area. It's ridiculous. absolutely hundreds of them, it seems. So hopefully we won't get disturbed by they either if we're further down low. I imagine that most of they will be camping up high, so we'll see how that goes. Si and I found a nice little spot down here. We came down to the gully that we mentioned when we were up at Shelstone, and this little spot here is the only bit where there's a bit of flat ground, but it's also beautifully sheltered from the wind that we're going to be getting coming from that direction later on. So Si's taking up the massive bit of flat there with his humongous tent. He looks like he might want a hand with that in a minute, I don't know. And I'm going to pitch just here, which is a little bit higher up than he is, but it's just about the right size and shape for my ZhengTu tent. We are totally surrounded by these lovely, it's not hawthorn, is it? What is?
Gorse.
Gorse, that's it. So we're surrounded by gorse, and it's all coming up into flower as well. So it's quite pretty. A little bit dangerous. I'm not going to be out here shaking my booty around tonight, but
oh, what? I was hoping you would be.
No, I'll be doing it down there, Si.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, you got the big tent. I'll be in there with you. Yeah, so when it comes to shaking my booty later on, I'm going to be doing it in Si's tent, not up here amongst these prickly pricks. And another beautiful thing about this spot is we've got a bit of water down here as well. It seems to be coming straight out of a spring. Now, neither of us need water tonight, but if we did, we'd have a good source of it. Have a little listen to this. Isn't that handsome? So that's the sound of nature that we're going to have tonight. Now, something that might be worth you guys doing is going on over to Si's channel and watching his version of this same video later on, because he's also got his trail cam with him, so he's going to be recording any nighttime wildlife that might be about. And I imagine we might get a little bit because we've got that water source right there, and there's quite a lot of animal footprints around, so we might have some nature. But look at the size of his tent. It's huge. He's got a proper little palace going on in there. Right, I'm going to get mine pitched, and I'm going to get a cup of soup on. Here we are, all unpacked, tent's ready to go. As you can see, it's a little bit on the flappy side, and that's because of where I've pitched. The ground is not particularly good for pitching the tent. I'm on a deadly slope right outside my door, so my doors aren't pegged out with any tension whatsoever. So I'm going to have a little bit of flappiness going on. You can see around the side there, but I think I'll be good. And on this week's episode is what has Daniel gone and forgotten. This week it's my pillow. Not a problem, because I can always bunch up some clothes and stick them in a dry bag. I'm not fussed about that. So really not the end of the world, which is great. Si's down here. Oh, look at this. Si just bought me a pillow. Have you got a spare?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, get on, Si. I've got a pillow. Nice one, Si. As I was going to say, Si's down here, he's in his OneTigris. What model is it, Si?
It's Smokey HUT.
Smokey HUT. Yeah, because he's got one of these fancy little hole bits here where he can put a chimney up through and have a stove on the inside. So it's like one of those really, really cold weather tents. And it's absolutely huge. I mean, look at this thing. Where are we? Let's see if we can get it all in frame. There we go. There's Si standing next to it there. and it's pretty much as tall as he is. I'm not saying he's a midget, because that is quite a tall tent. Absolutely lovely, and it takes up so much space. But the beautiful thing about that is, look at this inside. It's got all of this. I've often said on camera that the Shelstone Tor Pro that I've got is like a palace on the inside, but next to this thing, not a chance. Absolutely brilliant. So we're all set up now, eh, Si?
We are indeed.
I've got a pillow. Cheers, mate.
No worries.
Not that it's the end of the world either way, because I can still use a dry bag. I probably will anyway on top, because I like a little bit more height. We've got an absolutely stunning view to look out on tonight. Look at that. And up over there behind my tent, up on the horizon, is High Will Haze. So we're in a lovely area. It's pretty peaceful, pretty quiet down here. We haven't seen any other ants around, have we?
No.
Duke of Edinburgh or 10 Tors ants since we got down here, so that's nice. So I think we're pretty good for the evening.
I think so. I think we'll be alright.
I think it's time for a cup of soup, or at least a cup of coffee, one or the other. Well, whilst Si's in his tent at the moment setting up his trail cam for the first time, I thought I'd take you through my sleep system tonight. It's not particularly exciting. So first up, my sleeping bag is the OEX Leviathan EV900, because it's going to be a bit cold tonight. And I've got me down booties by Sundix, love they. For me head, to keep me head warm, got a bandar. But the exciting thing in my new purchase is these. I don't know if you can see there properly, but basically they are down trousers by Naturehike, and I've tried these on. Absolutely lovely, really quite warm, very comfortable, and really well made. So on the front you've got a button, and it's got a zip fly on it, YKK zipper, and on the sides you've got Velcro straps to pull it in, and they're elasticated, so if you're a fat boy and you're feeling a little bit extra fat, you can loosen them off, or if you're a little bit skinnier, you can tighten them in. At the bottom they've got some drawstrings just on the inside. Get that on camera. Just on the inside down there where my little finger's pointing to, and that's to tighten them up to stop wind coming up through. And also you've got another popper there which you can pop and then unzip the whole length of the leg, and I believe that's so you can get it on over trousers if you're extra cold, and that runs down both sides. And they're a bit like stripper trousers. They do actually, you know, unzip all the way up. Not that I know what stripper trousers are or anything, because I've never had any, but I might put on a show for Mrs. Kerno Camps later. And I got my sleep mat, usual Gear Doctors Apollo Air R5.2. Borrowing a pillow from Si, spare pillow, and I've got a couple of dry sacks that I can put spare clothes in if I need the extra height. I do have in my bag as well my tent light, which is the lighthouse flash micro mini monitor, I don't know what it's called. And for additional lighting I've got a new head torch. So Sunblesa have sent me this head torch, very kind of them. They sent it to me for nothing. And it's quite a nifty little bit of kit. It is the H11 head torch, and in the packet comes the head torch itself, a little tiny instruction booklet, and a micro USB cable to charge it up with. The actual head torch itself is this little thing, very tiny. It's got a nice big bright green, my favourite colour, button on the top. At the bottom is a little silicone cover for the micro USB charging port. It does 3 light modes, so bright as hell, not as bright, and barely worth using at all, and red. And you can also lock it as well so it doesn't turn on in your bag. You can just press and hold the button for 3 seconds. It does have a tilt function, so when it's on your head you can tilt it towards the ground and tilt it back up, and a very lovely headband with reflective strips on it. Let's try it on. There we go. Fits my bald head quite nicely. Time now is coming up to, I don't know, 5 o'clock? Yeah, it's just coming up to 5 o'clock, which means sunset is in, I don't know, roughly 3/4 of an hour. Temperature is definitely dropping. I've got my mittens on still and my fingertips are freezing, so I might be swapping over to some warmer gear in a minute. Perhaps me bin bag trousers, don't know. Well, it's gone bloody cold. It's 4 degrees at the moment. Feels a bit like -4. As you can see by well, my hood, my hat and everything else, I'm a bit chilly. I'm just in my tent at the moment. I'm gonna have myself a cuppa soup, get some snacks on, and then get me warm weather, me cold weather gear on to warm me up. My pitch here where I am, right on the edge of this slope. My doors are literally over the slope. Every time I get in and out of tent I have a little bit of a slide, which is fun. I've been having a great chat with Si as well. He's a great bloke. I really like Si. Got a lot of respect for this dude. So yeah, we've been whiling away the last couple of hours just sitting in his tent having a chat. That tent is amazing. So much space, it's unreal. If you're at all claustrophobic, that's the one for you. That's the one you need. Well, I'm in the tent and it is bloody cold. So I've got my puffer jacket on, I've got my puffer pants on, and I've got my puffer socks on. I'm feeling a bit warmer in my sleeping bag inside the tent. It's quite lovely. I've had a good chat with Si this evening. I think we've had a good laugh, good bit of banter, found out about each other a little bit more, and cool bloke. Yeah, I've really enjoyed my evening with Si. It's only, I think, 9 o'clock now, but we're both bedding down because it is so damn cold. I'll see you in the morning. What an absolutely stunning view that is. Absolutely beautiful. That's why I love this place. Good morning, folks. So last night was a bit of a chilly one, wasn't it? I woke up around 6 o'clock this morning and had a little look at the tent, and I saw that there was a nice cover and a frost all over Si's tent. But other than that, pretty darn uneventful, but cold, quite cosy inside here. Can't knock it at all. Si mentioned this morning that his water bottle froze. I was lucky, mine's still good. But other than that, there's really nothing to report, which is probably the best thing that I can say. No disasters, no collapses, nothing, no animals popping by to investigate the tent. Yeah, it was a nice sweet evening. So I'm going to get packed up now because I've actually got somewhere to be shortly. And as usual, there we are, all packed up, leave no trace, not hard. If you bring it in, take it out. Si, thank you very much, mate, for a lovely camp. It's been absolutely fantastic. Had a really good time. Yeah. Awkward handshake, it's brilliant. And we're now going to be making our way back to our cars and buggering off, leaving no trace, because we don't leave trace. Thanks very much for joining us. Comment, like, subscribe and all that junk, that's fine. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.